Emi laughs and grins. I don't think I've ever seen a girl smile so much before. Not bad, Hisao. See ya. With that, she takes off like a shot for the school building. I guess she's going to see the nurse first. I hurry back to my room and hop in the shower, only to find that the water takes a while to heat up. The shock of the cold water nearly kills me. I manage to warm the water a bit and spend some quality time feeling my muscles loosen. My heart, surprisingly, feels the least bothered by the run. I suppose that's a good thing, even if it does make me feel like a bit of a wuss. I mean, at least I have an excuse beyond I am out of shape if my heart were bothering me. Guess I'll have to keep this running thing up, otherwise I'm sure Emi won't let me hear the end of it. It's only after I get out and dry myself off that I realize I've only got 10 minutes left to put my clothes on and get to class. Crap. The hands on the clock finally set me free from the tedium of yet another fun-filled class. Getting up from my seat proved to be more of a problem than I anticipated. My legs are killing me from the morning's run. Maybe doing these with Emi isn't such a hot idea after all. Still, the run's given me a hell of an appetite. I'm halfway down the hallway to the cafeteria when I remember that I've got my lunch with me. My parents saw fit to provide me with some prepackaged stuff when I moved in, and a good thing, too. The hallway is packed with students heading for the cafeteria. Going back is like swimming upstream, but I've got an appointment to keep on the rooftop. It takes me a moment to find the staircase leading up to the rooftop, but I'm willing to bet that Emi and Rin aren't up there by now anyway. In fact, I think I saw Emi among the bodies in the hallway headed for the cafeteria. I step out of the door to the roof and take a deep breath. The fresh air blowing against my face and body almost makes my legs hurt less. Maybe if I'm upside down, I hear Rin say. Part of me wants to be surprised that Rin's already up here. What's that going to accomplish, I ask. Things in the clouds. Couldn't you just look at them right side up? Rin rolls her eyes in something approaching exasperation. Then I wouldn't get a new perspective, she says. Is upside down really a new perspective, I ask? Aha, that caught her off guard. Rin looks pensive. You may have a point. Maybe sideways. As Rin lies down on the bench to look up at the sky, I give up. Fortunately, Emi chooses that moment to burst through the door carrying 2 bags. She nearly takes the door off the hinges. Sorry it took me so long. There were a ton of people in line, she says. She drops the first bag in front of Rin and takes a seat on the bench next to her. You buy Rin's lunch for her, I ask. Sometimes, yeah. I'd have Rin buy my lunch for me in return, but I'm not sure how she'd carry it. Plus, I'd never buy her lunch, Rin says. If Rin's offended by Emi's comment, she doesn't show it. Emi sniffs. How ungrateful of you, she says. I'm not sure whether the two are joking with one another or if I'm witnessing the beginnings of a catfight. The 2 girls stare at one another for a few tense moments before breaking into smiles. Hey, Emi, do you think being upside down is a new perspective on things? Didn't I already have this conversation? Emi looks thoughtful, apparently giving the question some thought. After a deep and profound pause, she speaks. I have no idea, she says. Well, at least she's as lost as I am. Hey, Hisao, you're coming to the track meet, right? She asks. The question comes out of the blue and catches me off guard. I don't know yet? Honestly, Hisao, after I went through all the trouble of letting you run with me in the morning, you won't even show up at my track meet? Wasn't she the one that asked me to run with her? Actually, she didn't even give me a choice in the matter. Wait, no, I didn't say that. She beams at me as if I just agreed to give her $1 million. So you will come after all. That's great, she says. I didn't say that either. I'll be going too, so I'll make sure he comes, Emi. Good idea, Rin. Maybe we can get some food or something after the meet's over. I feel like I've just been conned, but not by these two. More like by some outside force pushing me irrevocably toward my destiny. Or maybe I shouldn't read books that feature conspiracy theories so heavily. Otherwise, I might wind up sounding like Kenji. Still, I suppose that I've got to show up now. I don't think that I could stand against both of them being disappointed. I'd never hear the end of it. So I ask, when is it again? Next week, silly. I just told you a few days ago. No, you didn't, I said. I forgot? Well, you won't forget to come, though, will you? Of course I won't. I'll even make a note on a calendar or something, I say. Rin nods sagely. That's probably a good idea, you know, unless time changes its course. It can do that? Emi asks. Rin gives a non-committal shrug. It hasn't yet, but you never know. This time it's Emi who gives a shrug. I suppose it can't be helped if it happens, she says. Not unless you're a time traveler or something, Rin replies. You don't actually think that could happen, do you? I ask. I don't think we do. Do we? Emi says. Rin shrugs again. That seems to be her default response to everything. I suppose not, but I reserve the right to change my opinion at a moment's notice. For Rin, this statement makes a disturbing amount of sense. The fact that I realize this now frightens me a bit. I wonder if Emi gets this feeling all the time. If she does, she's not showing it though. Emi merely nods. As expected, she says. What's that supposed to mean? Rin asks. This time it's Emi who shrugs. It's like she's using Rin's own weapons against her. Your response is the sort of thing I'd expect from you, that's all, she explains. Am I really that predictable? Emi's smile seems to border on gloating. Nah, it's just that your unpredictability is pretty predictable. Well, that's all right then. I don't get the chance to see whether Rin's being serious or not as the bell rings. I didn't notice the lunch period slipping by at all. Hanging out with these two was far too interesting. Emi jumps up, a look of panic on her face. Oh no! I needed to stop by my room to pick up my notebook for the next class. Don't you wish you had a time machine now? Rin says. Rin seems rather smug as she delivers this line, like she just won an argument. Emi ignores Rin's comment. Sorry, Hisao, but could you make sure our garbage gets thrown away? She asks. I usually clean it up myself, but I've got to run. Sure, I say, no problem. Emi darts away with the urgency I'm starting to expect from her. I don't bother asking Rin why she couldn't help. She already seems to be preoccupied with something else entirely as she wanders off. She's probably used to Emi taking care of cleanup, and for some reason I doubt Emi's ever raised the issue with her. Cleaning up for lunch doesn't take long, so I have plenty of time to toss our garbage and get to class. Misha greets me with a wave and a devious grin as I walk through the door. Didn't see you in the cafeteria, Hee-chan. Yeah, I decided it was too crowded there. Misha's grin gets even wider. Oh, really? Are you sure you weren't participating in an illicit rendezvous? Well, what? What are you talking about? You were on the roof, right? With both Rin and Emi, no less. You Casanova, you. We just had lunch, that's all, I stammer out. Misha burst into laughter, drawing the attention of several of my classmates. You're so adorable when you blush like that, Hee-chan. She gives me a conspiratorial wink. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. There's no secret, I say. Oh? Misha seems disappointed and then brightens up again. Time will tell. I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but blessedly our teacher comes in and the class starts. Another day of class has finally dragged itself to a close. Unexpectedly, I managed to stay awake for the whole day. I'm pretty sure that counts as a miracle. My legs seem unwilling to stand up for a moment. I guess the run took a lot out of me. I head down the hallway and make my way to my room. I sit down and half-heartedly chip away at my homework for a while, feeling like a vulture picking at a particularly unsavory carcass. It knows this is what it eats, but it's not sure that it shouldn't be ordering takeout instead. I don't think I can take this, but it's important to get my work done. Oh, I say to myself, now let's see. What was I supposed to be looking over again? I know it's a losing battle, but I fight it anyway. Halfway through my math homework, I put my pencil down. This isn't working. I need a distraction. Unfortunately, my options for distractions are rather slim. I'm not in the mood to read right now. Kenji is unusually out of his room at the moment. If I go to the student council room, I'll just end up doing work for those two. And heaven only knows where everyone else is, except for... Well, I suppose that's an option. I grab my shoes and head for the track. Emi's probably down there. Track practice is just ending as I arrive at the track. The sun's beginning to dip low in the sky. Has it really gotten that late already? What are you doing down here, Hisao? And Emi asks. Come to spy on me, have you? I give a shrug. To be honest, I'm not sure why I'm down here. I didn't have anything better to do, I finally say. I figure that's about right. At the moment, Emi's the only person I can think of who I could visit. So I'm your last resort, am I? She says. Nobody cool around, so I'll just go see Emi. Is that what you thought? She actually looks angry. A chance for some teasing of my own presents itself. Actually, yeah, I say, I guess you are. Emi pouts, widening her eyes to get the maximum amount of puppy dog resemblance. Kidding! I was kidding, I say. So you are down here to stalk me? Wait, what? That's not what I meant, I say. Why would I stalk you anyway? It's not like you require stalking. If you're not asleep or in class, you're down here, right? Emi laughs at this comment. Well, you're not all wrong, I suppose, but you forgot about eating. I do that too, you know. I nod, conceding the point. Plus, I hang out with Rin sometimes too, so really I might take some effort to stalk. I ask her, what do you two do anyway? You don't seem to have a lot in common. She puts her hands on her hips and assumes a superior air. That's what you think. I've got all sorts of hidden hobbies, you know. Oh, really, I say? Like what? Emi puts her head to one side as if she's trying to remember what it is she does in her free time. Well, Rin and I go out shopping sometimes. I guess that makes sense. Emi's a girl after all, but Rin? Rin comes with you, I ask. We usually swing by the art supply store, she replies. Plus, she likes this music store that sells all kinds of weird sounding stuff. She says it helps focus her. That makes a little more sense. I see, I say. Any other hidden hobbies? Emi wags a finger at me. Now, why would I go and reveal all my dark secrets to you? We hardly know one another. Somehow, I think that's all that Emi has in the way of hobbies. Still, I don't think my question's been answered. I continue with her. Even if you do have a few hobbies, I still don't see why you hang out with Rin so much. I mean, she's kinda weird, isn't she? This comment causes Emi to laugh loudly. Ha! That's the understatement of the year, she says. So why? I mean, you're a lot better at conversation and stuff, so I figured you'd hang out with a lot of people. But I think I've only ever seen you with Rin. Emi seems unusually defensive. Hey, I hang out with plenty of people that aren't Rin. You just don't see me doing it because I'm not in your classes. Okay, I say, but that still doesn't explain why you hang out with Rin. I'm not even sure why I want to know this. I guess it was because lunch was so strange. Emi shrugs, looking for a moment very Rin-ish. It's because we have similar outlooks, she says. If you were to ask me the least likely answer to my question, that would be it. What do you mean? I ask her. It's like, okay, Rin paints and stuff, right? Yes. I'm not sure where this is going. Well, I run. And that's why we're similar, she finishes. You lost me. Emi frowns as if trying to figure out her answer. Well, maybe it's that we do things for the same reasons. Huh? You know, we follow our passions. So you're passionate about running, I say, and Rin's passionate about art. Is that it? Well, sort of. Let me think. Well, Rin explained it to me once, but I don't know how much of it I followed. It's not surprising. I think any explanation from Rin would probably confuse anyone. Emi tries again. She says we both chase after an extreme. Like she's always trying to find a new way to show a particular feeling or something. And I run because of the feeling I get from it. And since we don't allow ourselves to be slowed down by anything, we make a connection based on that. What do you mean, slowed down by anything? I ask. Emi looks surprised and points to her legs. You know, because I'm a runner, and Rin's a painter even without arms. So we respect each other's determination. And that's why we hang out. I think. Well, I'm not sure that made any sense to me, but from Emi's sheepish expression, she's not sure about it either. Honestly, she says, it's not something I think about much. We just get along. I think that's really all that matters. I suppose she's got a point there. Another question strikes me, and since I've got nothing better to do, I ask it. So, what got you into running anyway, I say. Oh, I've been running since I was really little, she says. My dad was a runner, so as soon as I could walk, he started teaching me how to run. It was our father-daughter thing, you know? Our own mutual hobby. A shadow crosses her face, and I'm shocked to see her looking sad. Did something happen between them? Man, she continues, I don't have a lot of time left. Sorry, but I've got to get a few more laps in before I go see the nurse. She races off around the track, hair streaming in the wind. It seems to me she's going a lot faster than she was this morning. As she rounds the track, I catch a glimpse of her face. It's much the same as it was this morning, but her eyes seem to have taken on a harder edge. I guess she's right. I don't really know much about her. I watch her run for a little while and then stand up to head back to my room. "Hey!" she shouts. She spots me leaving and waves to catch my attention. "Don't forget, same time tomorrow morning, got it?" "Got it," I say. I head back to my room. Homework beckons. I can't sleep. My body's tired, but my mind is kept awake, staring at the ceiling and the hollow darkness of my room. I grasp desperately for a thread of thought, hoping that I can run my brain into the ground. All I can think of is how I can't think of anything. This is not productive at all. I wonder if this is a side effect of my medication, though it seems odd for it to take so long to show up. Then again, maybe I'm just not as used to my new surroundings as I'd like to think. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I'm awake and I shouldn't be. This is ridiculous. Ignoring my body's stiffness, I get out of bed and look at my clock. 4 a.m. Last time I checked, it was only 1, so maybe I slept a little. I don't know. I throw on some clothes and head out of my room. A walk might do me some good. I'm surprised at how chill the air is compared to the relative warmth of the day. I can almost see my breath as I wander the campus, waiting for the sun to come up or for me to fall asleep. At this point, either option works for me. I find myself at the track where, for the first time, Emi's not out running. I suppose that makes sense. It's too early, even for her. The bleacher seats are cold, but at this point I welcome the sensation. The sun is starting to show its face over the horizon, and I know with an awful certainty that I'll get no more sleep tonight. The sun's steadily strengthening rays start to warm me up, and I watch the dew on the ground begin to steam slightly. My mind calms down a little. So now we've started hanging out with Rin and Crazy Running Girl. Yet another illicit rendezvous on the rooftop. And then even whenever we get bored, we go down to the track to watch her run. And when we can't sleep in the middle of the night, we wander down to the track. So if nothing else, she's having a positive effect on us that we are constantly heading down to the track, for better or for worse. Although it does seem to be getting the rumor mill running throughout the school, as we see with Misha asking some very impertinent questions as we enter the classroom. That, and we have to say there seems to be at least a little interest coming from the other direction, being that she has made us promise to come and see her running her track meet. And it would be very interesting to know why she has singled us out to come and do that. So, looks like the relationship is proceeding along at pace. So we will see where things go in the next episode.